Okay, folks, here we are, Stealthwatch, analyzing flows. This time we're going to look for network slowness. But first, Stealthwatch is used in a variety of ways, one of which you can use it to find compromised hosts, spike in traffic, copyright infringement, advanced persistent threats, network slowness, right, or overloaded interfaces. So here we've got a user that's going to call in, and all we have is the network slow, and we've got a username. So from there, we're going to go look at the identity from, in this case, we're integrated with Identity Services Engine, and we're going to filter based on that username. Now, we could have also looked at, other elements to do a search on. In this case, we're going to do it based on the user name itself. So we can see the user here. And what we're going to do is go into a host snapshot to look at the host themselves. We can see the top active flows. This could be an indication of something. But we're really going to pivot to exporter interfaces. And we're looking here for anything that is red or orange, which could indicate, or which indicates that the utilization on that interface is high. In this case, I don't have any, but bear with me. We'll just go through an example. And let's assume this one is an interface of concern. Very quickly, when we pivot into the interface summary dashboard, we can look at some of the protocols that are running over that interface. We can see the average utilization. We can also see the top conversations, right, that are taking place. And from here, we have the ability then to pivot again, right? So now we see a specific asset that is consuming a large amount of the data on that interface. And at that point, we're going to drill into that specific user. So it may not have anything to do with the user that called in. They just happen to be the user that's experiencing the issue and obviously called in to the help desk. So what we'll do from here is we'll pivot on that workstation that we've identified here, and then find out maybe a little more about that specific asset. So very quickly we move over. We can see who that user is. Right, we can see the top active flows. This might show or highlight very quickly our problem area. We can also look at the round trip time as well as the server response time. Right, and so if for example the response time, right, looks okay, but the server response time seems high, then this could be an indication that the server is holding on to the connection longer because it's overloaded and it has nothing to do with the network itself. So maybe the user called in and said the network's slow, but it was actually an application. They didn't know this. And we did our analysis and obviously came up with the conclusion that we've got a server problem, and now we can report this data back to the server team and they can start doing their investigations. No more pointing to the network to say, hey, the network is slow.